It was just another manic Monday. I went there one Sunday. I don't have to run day. Man, God, I just got to stop singing. It sounds like trash. Welcome to the Daily. Parrish, I saw that. You thought that was way too funny. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host. Not the Golden Globe award-winning singer Luke Hatmaker. It's Monday. I got Parrish and I got Uncle Buck with me. How we doing, fellas?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Titans got the number one pick. Doing really good.
Oh, you're muted, Uncle Buck.
Oh man, can't hear you, Uncle Buck.
What a statement. The Titans are doing good. They finished last.
Yep. Hey, that's the thing. If you ain't finished first, you better not finish last.
You know,
the Patriots fired their coach because of it, and that's 2 years in a row. If you remember last year, Houston, it was Houston, right?
No, that was a couple years. I know when Lovie Smith.
Lovie Smith got fired.
Yeah.
Lovie Smith got fired because he won in week 18 and cost him the number one pick. And I guess that would have been
Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Bryce Young. Yeah.
And they didn't get CJ Stroud. So it worked out.
There is nothing more funny than when a dude is just like, you know what? Screw this. I want to, like, because we're getting a little sidetracked, but like these coaches are like, I'm trying to get a job next year. Like,
Coaches aren't smart people.
No, they're not.
Remember that. Coaches are former athletes, okay? Yep. Like, that doesn't make them geniuses.
It's also tough, too, because the players ain't quitting because they're the ones getting replaced. So it's kind of it's kind of tough because it's like nobody really is actively trying to tank. They're just a bad team.
Yep. Right. I tell you what, being a Bears fan was really nice yesterday because we were just able to beat the Packers and nothing really mattered. It's nice when you're bad, but not the worst team. You're just kind of like, cool, we won.
You beat the Packers and you're not even excited about it. How is that possible?
It hurt your draft stock.
Shut up. It can hurt it bad. Let's stop talking football. I'm just going to get upset. The Grizzlies play the Dallas Mavericks tonight. Thank God they're coming home, man, because, I mean, we had a 5-game road trip where we were only able to win one of those games against the Suns. Two. We won two.
The Pelicans.
The Pelicans, that's right. The Suns game, I mean, we beat the Suns so bad. Suns are swapping their starting lineup now. They're in disarray. Could have easily won. I mean, we all knew that road trip was going to be a little bit of a tough one with the injuries. I think we did fine. We had a big enough cushion where it's like we can afford to lose a couple games, I thought. But Dallas Mavericks are coming into town tonight, and let me see the injury report. Desmond Bain got downgraded, I guess, to doubtful with a left ankle sprain. That's the big one that jumped out to me. Everybody else is pretty Yuki got upgraded, but I don't really know. It looks like Dallas is going to be missing Luka and Kyrie and Dante Exum. I think they're all been.
I was wondering about Kyrie. I know Luka is out for a while. Luka is out to out the All-Star break.
Yeah, I think Kyrie's got an illness. I think is what it says that he's out tonight.
Yeah, I can sympathize with that.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I guarantee you he's not taking Tamiflu, though. He's doing some kind of Eastern medicine.
Tamiflu.
You got the real stuff. Hey, that sucks. But that sucks for the general fans. You come to a game, you're not gonna be able to see Ja, Luka, or Kyrie. That does.
I know it. It's kind of what I feel like Silver wanted to crack down on is like, all right, fine, sit your games out, rest, but just don't do it on the road. Because there's in FedEx Forum, we're known in the past to be the Lakers' second city. Like everybody wanted to come see Kobe there, and you go see LeBron, and if they choose to sit out those games on the road, it alienates a whole city,
Yeah,
Kyrie out. Yeah, because I got one of my guys, he's a Titans fan. He lives, I think, in Clarksville, right? And he's a Dallas fan, Dallas Mavericks fan. He already had tickets to this game. He already knew, like, dang, Luka gonna be out. I'm coming there pissed. Out. I'm like, God, dog.
Well, this Dallas game for me, like, I've been looking forward to this game. Like oh my God, like
we're making this is small potatoes compared to the Aussie here.
Like, that sucks. Like that is one thing that has been like really all these players that are sitting out when they travel. That's been something that's really caused a lot of people getting up in arms about it, which I get it. If I flew from Australia to see LeBron play and he didn't play, I would be so upset.
I would force my way onto the court.
Give me a LeBron terms.
Yes. I mean, and granted, Luka and Kyrie aren't nearly on the same level of LeBron, but still, it's like this is a game. I mean, these are two of the top 4 teams in the West, and they're not going to be fielding either. The units that are going to be seeing the court tonight are not going to be top 10 in the top 2 in the West units, like no stars. I mean,
it's arguable that 4 of the 5 best players on the 2 teams combined are all out.
Yes,
there is. I know arguable. There
is.
But at least with this one, I can say it's legit injuries. Luka is out for a while. Ja is out for a second.
Yeah,
Kyrie does have a back sprain.
Back sprain.
Yes, a back. Yeah, sit down if you got to sit down. So.
Yeah.
And there's the fix. Just sit down if you got to sit down.
You good to
got a bad back, sit down.
You do.
I mean, all that to say, let's start with Jaren. Let's start with Jaren. I mean, Jaren is going to be the biggest star in this game, and I mean, like we just said, 4 of the top 5 players in this game are going to be out. That leaves Jaren, and one would hope that one would hope that this team is able to beat a Luka and a Kyrie-less Mavs team on the back of Jaren Jackson Jr. But I don't know. I think it'll be a little bit. I mean, like King's game is different. I mean, that King's game, good Lord. Like the Jaren, me and Rusty just got done praising Jaren and the maturity that we'd seen in his game and all this stuff on Friday. And then that Saturday game came out. Woo! I don't think we're going to see any more of that. And we're going to be at home, so that's going to help. But how do you see this game going, Parrish?
I think it's a bounce back game. I mean, we're on a 2-game losing streak, so they'll come back ready. They're firing all cylinders, despite whoever is out there. So with Jaren's used to this at this point of being the lone soldier leading the team. So hey, that's another game. Like I said, Dallas is missing. They missing pretty much their guard rotation because if Dante Exum out, I don't know who's. I know they got Jaden Hardy left.
Is that it?
I don't know who's the guy back in the backcourt. So, but you do got they got the front court in there intact. So you still got Derek Lively and
let's be
the guy named Dane Gafford. Yeah, you still got them. PJ Washington, Klay Thompson. They are still liable to call for a big game. But I think Jaren led team. As long as the Grizzlies kind of get back on track, settle down the turnovers. Some I know they kind of got a little out of hand the last couple of games. Yes. Defensively, get back to their principles, but I think they got enough players back. Jack LaRavia is back.
Absolutely.
Who else? Who else just came back? Somebody else just went out with an injury. Was it John Conchar? No, Luke is out. Luke is out. Yeah, so Cam Spencer, you can step in and fill in that 3-point gap with him being out. So then they got it. Jaden Wells had a 30-point game against Sacramento. I know he was back home. That's where he's from. But we can use another 20-point game, 15 something. Zach Edey. We need him big. Zach Edey and Jaren need to win that big man matchup. As long as they do that, the Grizzlies should be okay.
I completely agree. And I want to talk about the big man rotation because both of you, would you ever think that this team was going to miss Santi Aldama as much as we have? Because we have, I mean, for those of us who have seen how good Santi has been in this offense and just the work that he's done getting better, I could see us missing him, but we have missed him bad. Like this rotation has been tough.
He's been our best bench player this year.
Yeah. After the first week, you could see the writing on the wall. Like this contract year, Santi was a real thing.
Yep. And I want to see if Jay Huff plays better, which I mean, Jay Huff has just been playing in that Sacramento game specifically. He wasn't the best, but if we can get thank you. If we can get our bigs to play a little bit better against this front court, I'll feel fine because it's like you said, they got no guards. There are no guards to speak of on this Dallas team.
Yeah, I mean it's Quentin Grimes and Spencer Dinwiddie show. I mean that's who's going to be playing. Yeah. I just had to look it up. Yeah, I had to look it up. That's how.
I mean, I know them. Yeah. I know those players though. I kind of ashamed of myself. I know.
Don't feel bad. I just had to look it.
We wanted Quentin Grimes last year. That was the Grizzlies. That was one of the big trade names. The Grizzlies. We was all talking about we wanted last year.
Yep. Right. So. I think we all three we're all three hoping for a bounce back game here. I do have one. So I didn't tell you guys we were going to talk about this. I told Uncle Buck, they are, unless you've been living on a rock as a Grizzlies fan, the Jimmy Butler rumors are coming out in full force right now. The Grizzlies all these people are hurt. It looks like the Conchar and Kennard, I'm going to throw this up here, like everyone, I mean, the rumors are rampant about Kennard, Conchar, package. I mean, there's all these rumors going out. With Dez out, I mean, we won't belabor this point because I know. What do you guys think about Jimmy Butler? We're going to have a whole episode later this week where we just all dive into the possible trades, all this stuff. But like, what do you, I haven't got to talk about either one of you in person about this. Like, what are your immediate thoughts? Would you take Jimmy Butler on this team right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on what master you want to serve, I guess. I think that Jimmy Butler is a very much a win now move, but I do think you can serve two masters by getting Jimmy Butler. Everybody wants to talk about consolidating your wings, being able to be more flexible. There was one trade that floated out there where it was like Conchar, Smart, Brandon Clark, and Kennard, plus maybe a draft pick or two to get Jimmy Butler. And if that's the case, what you're looking at is a consolidation move. You get Jimmy Butler, and if it works, it works. I can't think of a single player in the NBA that if I wanted to make a run and the playoffs are the only thing that matters, I can't think of a better player I'd rather have than Jimmy Butler. However, hey, is he a locker room cancer? Not typically in the short term, but in the long term, maybe. And he's got a player option that he could probably make like $50 million next year. Is that something you want to deal with? And so, I don't know. I can see pros and cons both ways for it. I'm kind of in the middle, but I kind of land that for a team that I'm starting to feel not very bullish on making a Western Conference run here. Like I'm getting pretty down, and it may be a longer conversation for another day. But I think if all you got to do is give up Brandon Clark, he's the cornerstone that's going away, then I think I may just take a swing at it.
How about you, Parrish?
Yeah. I'm tired. Y'all need to stop getting my hopes up. So Jimmy, it's not no secret. I don't know if y'all know because just the whole general, but Jimmy Butler is my favorite player. And that's not like a secret in the general consensus of like everyone. A lot of people know that, but yeah. So I'm getting pretty excited knowing the possibility of him coming. So when I was on the same show last week and we kind of talked about it, I didn't think it was a realistic thing. I thought it was okay. We're going to have to give up Desmond Bain or to get him. That's the only way.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. So I was like, nah, I don't want Jimmy Butler in that case. He is my favorite player, but it's like I ain't about to give up, Desmond Bain for a rental. Essentially,
yes,
and he's 35 years old. I'd rather just keep that core three. Then once I saw that the Grizzlies all of a sudden transcended to number one in the DraftKings sportsbooks odds, and I saw Desmond Bain named nowhere near the trade package being seen. It was all, like you said, Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, some first, maybe a 3-team trade where Josh Richardson or Alec Burks comes back to the Grizzlies or go to the Pistons. I seen that. Now the ones I press pause on, I seen Gigi including in some. Yes. But to be fair, the ones I saw him in was one with a 3-team trade with Zion Williamson going to the Heat. And Gigi going to New Orleans.
Pat Riley would hate Zion.
Right. That's what I like. So that I slowly press pause on that. But yeah, definitely like Uncle Buck said, if it includes that package, and my whole thing was, is Miami really going to accept that type of package? But at this point, I guess Jimmy,
he's forced.
By the way things are happening, he's forced their hand. I know Pat. I'm thinking he ain't gonna win first. He ain't gonna win Pat Riley, right? It's Pat Riley, but Pat Riley might have to go cave in on this one.
Yeah, man.
Because you got to go let it go. Because if you want to have any form of the rest of your season, do you really want to have a disgruntled Jimmy Butler in your locker room with them? No. I think the whole chemistry thing, all that with the Grizzlies, like you said, Jimmy Butler is perfect in playoff form. If he knows a team is contending, he gonna step right in. And Jimmy Butler is not a selfish player on the court, right? He's not a player that's gonna come in and be like, "Give me the ball, everybody move out the way." He's gonna play right into the offense. He's gonna make sure that Ja Morant gets heals. He could be the pseudo point guard at times too. Like when Ja Morant goes to the bench, Jimmy Butler can come in, and that half court offense we'd be worried about in playoffs. Jimmy Butler takes care of that problem easily.
All of it.
I think the thing, and I wouldn't go as far as to say he was my favorite player, but I love Jimmy Butler, and there was no more fun player to watch on those Heat teams one Heat team that made it to the finals and another one made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Jimmy Butler that was just like, the team is on my back and we're going to go get it. And that's the thing that I've been preaching all season long that I've wanted from Ja. Now, Ja hasn't stayed healthy, but it just seems like everything is on vibes around here. Yeah. And it's not just like work. Let's go work. We're going to do the best job we can. We're going to go home. We're going to go to bed, And Jimmy Butler is that dude. He is the alpha. He is the mindset that I want from Ja Morant.
Exactly what
it is the dude that I want. That's the mindset I want out of my superstar player. And so I was telling Rusty last night, I said, I don't know what to feel about it. Do I want Jimmy Butler to come in here and let Ja learn? Or is Jimmy Butler coming in here to do what I want Ja to do? And it's just delaying Ja's attitude, like at some point I want my superstar to say, not on my watch.
Yeah.
Not bringing in somebody that says it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also Jimmy Butler helps those fans I've been saying, oh, Ja Morant, when he got this screen, he got hurt on. Like, I ain't seen nobody come and defend him. Like, Jimmy Butler is that person. If you want that, that's the player y'all seeing. The child won't.
Zach Edey wasn't on the court.
Yeah,
he wasn't. But I'm just saying, like, I disagree with them too. But it's like, all right, y'all can't say y'all don't want Jimmy Butler, but then y'all turn around and say y'all want a player to go to the fence.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You don't get to have it both ways as a fan. And I tell you, like a lineup of a rotation of Ja, Jaren, Dez, Butler, Edey, Vince, Gigi, and Santi. That's an incredible 8-man. Like if it's about making your 8-man rotation better. And Jalen Wells. Shit. I've been saying shit so many times today because I'm excited. That's a 9-man rotation that I would put up against pretty much anybody and that's a 9-man rotation that has an answer at like every level that they can throw at you, which is, it's like you said, Uncle Buck, if you're not feeling too bullish about this team as currently constructed as a Western Conference contender, inject some Jimmy Butler into their veins and they will immediately become that. Like there's not a player that you can inject into this team that will provide that more.
They may not win another regular. They may be the 9 seed, but you're going to make a run at it in the playoffs.
Yep. I mean, look at the bubble. That bubble team. I mean, that bubble season. I loved. Yes. And you want to talk about what we wanted Marcus Smart to be. Jimmy Butler is what we wanted Marcus Smart to be to the nth level, like plus and then some. Like I don't know. And it's like the thing that the rental aspect of it is what bothered me. But if you ain't giving Dez up, I don't give a I don't know. If Brandon Clark is the biggest piece that we're worried about, and I love BC, but I'm willing to make this happen.
Yep.
Yeah, BC is probably the most that I'm willing to willingly give up in any trade. Like the rest of them, I'm just like, I don't know. But I'm like, I see the writing on the wall, BC, with Edey, with Gigi, with Jaren, with Santi,
J Huff even.
J Huff even. It's like
Gigi,
he's the one that I'm like, okay, I'll include him in a deal.
Yep. Well, we'll go ahead and let you get out of here, Parrish. I won't keep you much longer. We're going to have an whole episode where we talk Jimmy later on. But real quick, how bad do you think the Grizzlies win tonight?
How bad? Normally they win in blowout fashion.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to say they're going to win by 15. They
either win big or they lose.
Yep. That's what I wanted.
Lose close.
Well, you have a good one, brother. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll get Parrish out of here and we'll be right back. We're going to talk college football playoffs. Just give us a quick second.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Tuesday and Thursday live at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I was so close. Oh, it counts. It counts. It counts. If you thought that was great, wait till later. I got a surprise for you. So let's transition a little bit. We talked about the Grizzlies. We talked about Jimmy Butler. I'm glad we were able to get that on record, I guess. But I also want to talk college football with you because we didn't get to talk last week, and there's been a lot that happened. I mean, the semis as stands, which, man, I know they can't do this, but I really wish it was I know with New Year's Eve, I just wish I hate that the championship game is so far away. You know, like I wish I had something like tonight, but I'm being greedy.
Yes,
I know, I'm sorry. The semi matchups are it's Notre Dame versus Penn State.
It's Notre Dame versus Penn State on Thursday and Ohio State versus Texas on Friday.
Yes, and Texas, I mean, I guess it should be said Texas squeaked into the semis.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, it was a really good weekend of football. You had 4 games and they more or less held your attention. You know, it started with that Arizona State Texas game, which was an absolute electric factory in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Arizona State down by 18. Cam Scatterboot just took over.
Yep.
And they tied the game, had a chance to win it. They had an opportunity to probably kick a easy field goal. All they had to do was call targeting on Texas, and that just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen.
Not in that spot.
Not in that spot. And so Texas had 2 opportunities to win it on field goals, missed one, doinked the other. And then ultimately Arizona State had Texas to 4th and 13 with a lead in the first overtime. And they kind of brought the house, safety blitz, both linebackers, and they didn't get home. And that was just the worst thing that could have happened because their tight end just kind of snuck out over the middle for an easy touchdown. And in second overtime, Arizona State threw a pick, and it was just over.
Yeah.
That was a great game. Georgia Notre Dame was about as shocked as it's. I feel like there was a lot of shock went around.
Yeah.
I wasn't that shocked by it. This Notre Dame team feels like what Notre Dame thought they were when they kept playing Alabama in the national championship game.
Yes. When they had Manti Te'o anchoring.
Yeah, and that time they were kind of fake tough. And they were going up against a team from a conference, the only conference at the time that bought players regularly. And so they just didn't have the horses. And Notre Dame is very, very physical. And Georgia's they're one of the 2 or 3 teams. You look at Georgia and Alabama, that seems like just by the NIL and transfer portal, they may have taken a step down.
Yes.
And Georgia's got whooped. I mean, just flat out whooped.
Yep.
And no beating was as bad as Ohio State and Oregon in the Rose Bowl. The grandfather of them all, the Rose Bowl. I'm all for pageantry in sports, and I feel like nobody does sports better than the Deep South here where we're at. The Rose Bowl is the exception.
Rose Bowl's awesome. Yeah, Rose Bowl's great.
And listen, Ohio State just whipped them like a stepchild. Like in the first quarter, the game was over. Jeremiah Smith was amazing.
Yep.
Will Howard was really good. The Ohio State defense just made Dylan Gabriel look foolish.
Yeah.
And they're probably the favorite by far right now.
I was going to ask, are they your favorite to win it all? I mean, I think they're probably the prohibitive favorite if we were to look at the odds.
Yeah, I think that FanDuel has them as I say FanDuel, whatever
DraftKings
site graphic popped up on my feed one day. Had them as the favorite. And I think they should be. I mean, they've got an elite defense. Chip Kelly has started spreading the ball around. For some reason, they tried to line it up and run it down Michigan's throat the last week of the season, and it almost cost them their whole season.
Yeah.
But breaking news, you get the ball in Jeremiah Smith's hands in open field, and God help us. I mean, the dude is amazing.
Yeah. It makes you wonder what they were thinking in that Michigan game, honestly, because
It's probably one of the things that was just kind of like, all right, we're better. Let's just go beat them. Let's just take care of business and try to get out of here with as few injuries and not go in any tricks that we have, remaining in our sleeve. Tried to be cute is typically how you lose those games.
Yeah. So what would you add? Who do you, gun to your head, who do you think is in the national championship and who do you think wins?
I think Notre Dame beats Penn State because I'm still just not going to get off the Penn State's a fraud.
I was going to say, DG, who is that? Who you think turns into a pumpkin before the championship?
I mean, I've just seen too many times where Penn State and Drew Aller in particular go up against a good team and refuse to play offensive football.
Yeah,
like this team isn't any different. They played Indiana and they played Boise, and it's just. I refuse to be impressed by that.
Man, when you say it like that, it's hard to be impressed by them.
And
when
even
you say it like that.
Like, even now in the Final Four, Notre Dame's probably the third best team. So, I mean, they've got the best draw. If you told me that Penn State upset Notre Dame, that's fine. But guess what? I would assume that they're going to play Ohio State in the final. We've seen this movie every single year.
For a long time now. For a really long time.
So, yeah, Penn State I still think is overrated because I don't believe in their ability to win big games.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's as tertiary as I am watching this stuff, Clued is, I got Notre Dame, Ohio State, and I think it's Ohio State's to lose. They've just...
Yeah. What I really hope is that Texas-Ohio State game is just an absolute shootout. Like balls to the wall, 45-42, a classic shootout.
Yep.
And so that's my only hope. I don't really have I think Texas is good, but Texas is good offensively most of the time. And Ohio State's got an amazing defense.
Yeah.
And they've got Jeremiah Smith. And give me, you're going to have a non-SEC finals, and everybody outside the Deep South will flex their muscles and be like, "Told you the SEC sucks."
It's so true. I can't wait. I can't wait to see which conference wins so we can, deal with it for a minute. I'm kidding.
I hate conferences.
I do too. Stupid. We could have a whole show about just disbanding conferences and just give it to us. Let's take a quick break. We talked enough about college ball. When we get back, and when I say break, you're in for it, baby. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about Mondays right after this.
The Grizzlies have 3 bad home losses. Brooklyn, Chicago, and this one. We're too early in the season to have that many bad home losses.
Yeah, and the other thing for me is, I talk about the 10-game sets.
Right.
They're 2-3 in this 10-game set. They were 6-4 in the first one. I said, if you can go 6-4 for an entire year, and then win those 2 games, or at least split those 2 games, it puts you at 49 or 50 wins. And that you can feel good about that. Now you're 2-3, and you don't want to. Why you're saying that for me is you don't want to have to look back so many times and say, "Man, what if we would have?"
And when you give games away, or don't take games that you feel like you should, you want to make those up somewhere else. And you just don't want that list to get too long. Well, check off the Chicago one, and then keep going down the list.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Jake has had a great season, all things considered. Jake Arabia in his 3rd season. He's showing the league, the Grizzlies fans, that he is a competent NBA player, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with just that he's proven that he's an actual player in the NBA, because he was not showing us that for the last couple of years. He's been a very pleasant surprise, and almost a necessary surprise. With guys like Vince Williams out, I just think we as a fan base just have to calm down. We've seen him. He's one of the true build-a-bear projects, like I say, with this organization and with this team, where they take a guy and give him every opportunity to succeed. Opportunities at other teams. And most teams, a guy like Jake the Raven would not have made it to this point. So, like I said, he's gone from being a guy who's looked terrible to a guy who's looked like a competent NBA player. And I'm fine with just kind of stopping it right there.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. And that was a new commercial that I made yesterday by myself because I got tired of everybody saying I want a new commercial. And so I got one from November because it's not that new. It's only a little new. So y'all can calm down, but you can catch all that stuff. That show, there's so much. At bluffcitymedia.co, we have the Anthony Sane Show that broadcasts oh, you're muted. Are you muted? Did my new commercial mute you?
No, your new commercial muted me. It wasn't my fault at all. You can watch Anthony Sane on the news now.
Oh yeah, he's on the news Sundays at 11.
Big time.
Is that what it was?
I think that's right. Yeah.
I'll figure that out. We got the $2 Sports Show every Tuesdays and Thursdays live during your lunch hour at noon. Check that out. We got the Grizz 901 live postgame show that's live every postgame during the week. Tonight's during the week, Monday. Check it out. And then we've got No Bluffing and Grizz After Hours. It's typically in the early half of the week. We got a lot. Tiger stuff's going wild right now. Just check it out. Got a lot going on. Stuff for everybody. But back to our show. On the Daily Grind on Mondays, we like to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like from the weekend. You know, Garfield the cat, he hates Mondays, but he loves lasagna. I think it's important to acknowledge the good and the bad that's happening in life.
Absolutely.
You know, and so I can go first.
Sure.
Man, our Mondays might be the same. I don't know what's been going on, but I feel like we've been sick for like 2 weeks now. And it's awful. It's awful. Like it's all this drainage, like it's in my chest, it's in my nose, it's in my head, and I can't get it to go away. And I'm over it.
For me, it's like I had the flu, and then when the flu left me, it left me with like the head cold and congestion. And so it's just like I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go through this, suffer through this one now.
Well, and it's getting cold out. It's like supposed to be cold, colder than a well digger's hind end outside all week. And I don't want to mess with that. Like I want to be able to go outside and breathe. And right now it's like, I hate when you go out in public and you have one of those coughs and then you just and people are just like, Jesus, dude, why are you outside? And you're like, I have to be out of my house. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, I have just been hacking, and especially if first thing in the morning, it's like I've got to grease the wheels a little bit. And I have to get everything out. And I'm just like, if somebody saw me right now, they would banish me into the leprosy community.
They'd be like,
you remember back with COVID when you couldn't sneeze anymore without being glared at? That still lingers. That trauma still lingers.
You had to be like, it's allergies. I promise. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise.
I haven't been to China.
I promise, please, or I promise. It's a joint. I'm smoking weed, and it's just anything that makes you cough. You're like, no, it's pepper. Anything that's not. I digress. My lasagna was I didn't do anything. I needed a weekend where I didn't do anything. Me and Rusty were talking about this. I stayed in the house. I got stuff. I unpacked finally from 2 weeks traveling with Christmas.
Yeah,
worked on taking some of the decorations down. It's finally. And it might sound ridiculous, but my lasagna was finally transitioning into getting everything back to normal. Finally starting the new year. I feel finally ready to
it's feels like 2025.
Thank God. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've said on this show, if you do Christmas right, you're sick of Christmas on the 26th. And that's how I was this year.
Yes.
If you enjoy Christmas properly for the correct amount of time, then it expires on you on the December the 26th. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yeah. If that means you've only got 2 weeks of Christmas spirit, then fine. For me, it's 2 months, but the goal is to be exhausted of Christmas on the 26th.
100%.
And
100%.
I got the flu, and by the time I emerged from my sick room, everything was gone. So it was a Christmas miracle.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so my Monday is kind of twofold. It's two things I watched on TV. One, the Grizzlies ruined Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah, man.
I know this is typically not a sports segment.
No, let's make it. And
I thought about you yesterday. My daughter wanted to watch a movie. We came in from church. It's kind of nap time. We're all kind of getting in our chair. Put on the new Garfield movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I fell asleep.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's a cat that likes lasagna and hates Mondays.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I know, Luke.
it kind of got a little too in the fields for me. The long lost father and mother, and like
what?
Yeah, it was very much a it didn't feel very silly to me.
Garfield has long lost parents.
Yeah.
See, that's Garfield lore that I didn't need. I don't need to know Garfield's
backstory. I didn't need the origin story.
No, he's a cat.
Wanted him living a day in the life of a cat that likes lasagna and hates Mondays
and ruins his human's life. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
No, but it's very much him and Odie try to save the day. Like they try to steal a milk truck or something. I don't know. I fell asleep.
That sounds bad. Get your shit together, Garfield.
Yeah. My lasagna. My wife, I was planning on doing some yard work on Saturday, so my wife took all the kids Saturday morning early, and I was like, okay, well, I need to do this stuff outside. So she's like, okay. And then like all my plans fell through, and like I was going to stain the deck, and I go to the hardware store, I read the can, it says must be above 50 for 48 hours and without rain. And I checked the forecast, like, well, can't do this project. Went right back home and got in the recliner.
oh man,
I tried.
You tried. I want a recliner. Sidebar.
Yeah.
Travel.
A man needs a recliner.
Like we'll end the show talking about recliners really quick because I traveling for Christmas. I was around a lot of recliners. We don't have one in my house.
It's a Southern staple.
Holy crap, dude! I need one. Like. I don't know if it's that I'm getting older, but I can sleep in them better. It's it's the perfect nap chair because you don't nap for hours typically in a recliner. And I'm very much I'm a not standard sized person. And so I'm very snobby with recliners. Like I've got to be able to have a foot on the ground because I want to be able to rock. And so like don't give me the massive recliners like, oh, you could sleep sideways. That's not what it's for. That's not what
I need
it's
a
for.
properly fitting recliner that's probably a kid size, and I need 2 of them so that I want to go full blown his and her matching recliners and twin beds. Like I'm ready.
I'm ready for it. Shout out if there's any recliners watching the show, and not actual recliners, but a recliner companies,
recliner salesman
will sponsor us, please. Oh God, that's gonna do it for our show today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Uncle Buck. I love seeing you on Monday. Thank you. Oh yeah, spinning it. Thank you, Parrish. Everybody have good days at work today. You're still spinning. Have a good day at work today, everybody. Be safe. It's gonna be cold. It might be wet where you are. Just take care of yourself. We're gonna be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this Grizzlies game. Hopefully they win. Go Grizz. If I can leave you with 2 things today, remember just to be a little bit weird and remember to smile. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
I hit a button or something. I don't know.
You're doing great.
I'm good now.
Yes. See you, everybody.